Good morning, guys. Everyone, good morning. So, shall we start our session? Ready, this one? So, previously, last session, we discussed about the basic things, okay, about the Django REST API, Django REST framework we are calling. So, about this one, we discussed some basic points, Getting this one? If you want to learn this Django REST framework, then what are the prerequisites? Means Python language and Django framework are must be required to learn this Django REST framework. So even though if you are not completing this Django framework, no problem, sir. So at least basic points, if you know, then enough for learning this Django REST framework. Are you getting this point? So using your Python and Django framework only, you are not going to developing the 100% project. I told already. So overview I am giving. Okay. So this is my Django project, sir. 100% project we are not going to be developing using only Python and Django framework. Some piece of code is waiting for Django REST framework development, sir. Understand this one? So by using this Django REST framework, simply I'm calling DRF. So by using this Django REST framework, we are going to developing this piece of code, sir, to our existing Django project. And by using Python and Django framework, here what you are going to use Python and then Django. So by using Python and Django, we are going to developing this piece of code. Okay. So majorly 60 to 70% of project by using Python and Django framework we are developing. Remaining 40 to 30% of project by using the REST API only we are going to be developing. Okay. So REST API nothing but Django REST framework, sir. Are you getting this point? So to developing this REST API purpose, to developing this REST APIs of our application, we are going to use this Django REST framework concept. Do you understand this one? Okay. So the people who knows Python language. So all people maybe don't know about the Django framework, sir. I mean, some people only learning Python, and after that they are going to machine learning languages or artificial intelligence or data science, like different streams they are selecting, different sectors they are selecting, sir. You getting this one? Okay. So after learning Python, some people learning this Django framework for developing the web application. If you want to developing the web application using the Python technology, then the Django framework people are going to be learning. You getting this one? So after learning this Django framework, then 50 students learning this Django framework means all these 50 students, must be learn this Django REST framework also. Must be learn this Django REST framework also, sir. Do you understand this one? Okay. So the people who knows Django framework, those all people should be knows Django REST framework also. Guys, are you getting voice now clearly? Guys, are you getting voice now clearly?
Yes.
Actually, our record videos voice is coming more clear, sir. After completing the session, I'm listening all the voice. Okay, that time not no disturbance is coming. Okay, sure. Now are you getting voice clearly? Still are you getting echo? Coming clearly? Shivam, are you getting voice now? Okay. So now remember, sir, this one. So the people who knows Django framework, those all people should be required to know this Django REST framework also. So real time 100% require this Django REST framework to developing our applications. Using only Python and Django, we are not going to developing the applications. So after developing our application by using Python and Django framework, then we are going to add this Django REST framework related concepts also to developing the APIs. Understand this one? So these all points last session I explained clearly. Are getting this one? Okay, now we will discuss about some common terms, sir. We will discuss about some common terminologies which we are using regularly in our Django REST framework. Understand this one? So those are what is the API, what is REST API, what is web services, web API, and about the Django REST framework. Like these all things are common terms. Okay. So first of all, about Django REST framework already I told. So Django framework is a separate framework. Django REST framework is a separate framework. Django REST framework is building on top of the Django framework. Django REST framework is developing on top of the Django framework. Means the concepts which are available in Django framework, those all concepts available in this Django REST framework also. Plus Django REST framework is having some extra new modules or classes or methods. Because of these all extra modules or classes or methods, this Django REST framework is getting more demanding nowadays. Why means we are not going to write the more lines of code. We are going to write the less lines of code by using this Django REST framework. Okay, code reusability is getting by using this Django REST framework. Understand, Swan? Okay, so advantages of DRF separate concept is there, and later these are all terms, general terms we are going to be discussing. So first of all, before discussing these all definitions, so we need to discuss about this Django REST framework related advantages. So what is the first advantage means browsable API concept. Okay, so Django REST framework is providing browsable API support. So browsable API support means can see, sir. Now here, so this is my Django application, sir. After executing my Django applications, so from the browser I'm going to execute my URLs. From the browser I'm going to execute my URLs. Generally, you know, sir, HTTP column, some local host. Understand, one? So some EMP, whatever you want, you are going to take URLs. Okay, so I want to access all data which is available in my database. This is my DB, sir. So here some records are there, assumption, some records. Okay, so from the browser when I'm sending the request, from the browser when I'm sending the request, my request is reaching to my database via Django programming. Are getting this one? So then I'm going to get the response back, sir. I'm going to get the response back. This response we are going to display here. Understand this one? So this is we are calling what? Request. We are sending, and we are getting what? Response back. Are you understand this one? Okay, now my intention is here. When we are working with Django applications from the browser, directly we can send a request in the form of get only. By default, from the browser, we can send the get request only. Get request is nothing but getting all data from database and display on the browsers. Regarding this one, so using Django URLs or else using Django applications from the browser, we are sending get request only by default, and we are getting the response without developing any presentation. These all things, sir. Okay, so if you want to create some new data, sir, for example 1 2 3 3 records are there, I want to create the one more fourth record. Again this one, so my intention here, what fourth record I want to be creating. Okay, so if you want to create the data, then what methods we need to use means post method. Okay, HTTP methods we are calling, sir, get, post, these all things. Later you are going to get more clearly about these HTTP methods. What is this one? So if you want to create new data into database, then so by default we are unable to posting the data from the browser using Django, sir. Are you getting this one? So from the browser only we can do get operation. Remaining three operations, post, update, and delete operations cannot performing from the browser by default. If you want to performing, then here we need to developing the UI technology related presentation. Okay, HTML code we are going to developing, sir. If you want to create, for example, employee number, employee name, salary like this. So employee number, employee name, salary related one HTML page we are going to be developing. Then only our data can sending to database. If you want to delete, if you want to update, then all CRUD operations we can do by using the UI technologies. Okay, but Django REST framework is providing what feature? Browsable API, sir. Browsable API feature providing. The browsable API feature means without developing any presentation from the browser only, for example, get, okay, what is it here, delete, okay, for example here, put nothing but update related, sir. Okay, so like this all buttons we are going to get automatically after executing Django REST framework programs. Automatically we are getting a get button, delete button, put button, post button. These all buttons we are getting on the browser, sir. So when I'm clicking this get button, then my request is going to database and I'll bring the response, sir. When I'm clicking this put button, nothing but update related, sir, or else a post button you can take up. Okay, post means creating related. For example here, employee number, employee name, like this ready-made HTML form we are going to get by using the Django REST framework, like this screen dividing, sir. Forget about this response, sir. Understand this one? So here some employee number you can give, some employee name you can go, and you can click the post button or put button like this. So this data is going to be database and storing, sir. Are you getting this one? So same like if you are clicking a delete button, then what record you are going to be deleting, that particular record is going to be deleted. Are you getting this one? So browsable API is nothing but by using the browser only we can do all CRUD operations without developing any presentation. That is by default providing that feature by Django REST framework. Are you getting this one? So this is one of the most important feature of Django REST framework, sir, browsable API. So even though you are not developing single HTML for your project, then we can do total CRUD operations using on our browser. Okay. So second one is no templates, no templates required, sir. No templates. So in Django, sir, templates knowledge is required. Using templates, multiple HTMLs we are going to be creating, sir. Multiple HTMLs. For example, to creating data into database, one create.html, update.html, delete.html. Okay. So getting.html or else display.html, like multiple HTMLs we are going to be developing, sir. We are developing, sir, at the time of learning Django. Okay. But in this Django REST framework, no need of templates, no templates we are developing. Why means already I told. So if you want to performing any CRUD operations, so all CRUD operations using your browser only, you can do here. My URL is there, sir, assumption like. Okay. So here all buttons I'm getting, get button I'm getting, for example, assumption only get. And here my screen is dividing like two sections. So here I'll get it, employee number, employee name. I'll get this one. So here ready-made presentation you are getting, and post button you are going to get it here. Post button. Post is nothing but for creating purpose. Okay. So if you want to create some data, here you can add the data, and you are going to click the post button. We are going to click the post button. When I'm clicking the post button, taking this data and going to database. Okay. So here one record is going to be storing, sir, assumption. After creating, now I'm going to click this get button. Then my request is going to database and bringing this data and displaying here, sir. Okay, like this, all buttons, get button, post button, delete button, put button. Put is nothing but for update purpose, sir. Okay, like all buttons are going to be displaying ready-madely by Django REST framework. That's why no templates language required. So no templates required in our REST API. Okay, so templates means this is the template, sir. Employee number, employee name related presentation. We need to develop by using the form tag. Understand, sir? So I think you know, sir, basic HTML. Okay, so for example, form. Here we are going to write input type. Employee number means what? Input type number, like this. All HTML codes we are going to write, sir. Input type number, input type text, input type submit button, like this. Okay, so without developing this presentation, we can get by default all CRUD operations. We can do by default all CRUD operations using our browser. What is this one? Okay, so no templates required. That is also an advantage. So no templates required means here what is the benefits are? So as a developer, for example, sometimes some people don't know about the UI technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, these all things don't know, sir. Some people I'm talking. Okay, so CSS, Bootstrap, like so many things. So even though if you don't know HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, like this presentation skills, so we can communicate with our applications by using the Django REST framework. I mean that is providing the browsable API concept. Using browsable API concepts, we can do all CRUD operations on our browser. Understand, fine? But you are developing Django application means you should be have knowledge about the HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, these all things. Then you are able to developing the HTML files. So using your HTML, so you can interact with the applications. You can interact with the applications to do CRUD operations. Getting this one? Okay. Next, no templates. Next, less code required. Okay, less code only we are writing, sir. Less code we are writing. So assumptions, sir. So for creating purpose, one HTML, create.html. For update purpose, one more HTML, update.html, delete.html, display.html. Like a number of HTMLs we are writing to do the CRUD operations in Django, sir. But in REST API, no need to developing the HTMLs, browsable API concept, providing ready-made structure. That's why obviously we are not developing any single HTML also, sir. So you are not developing HTMLs to do CRUD operations, for example, create, update, delete related. Okay, then obviously our project related coding lines are going to be decreasing. Understand, smart? So for example, each HTML minimum 10 lines of code we are writing, sir, for create, update, delete, like this. So CRUD operation means 4 files. Okay, 4 HTMLs. 4 into 10, 40 lines code minimum required. But if you are using a Django REST framework means browsable API concept is coming by default. That's why less code we are going to be write. Less coding we are going to be write. Understand, one? Okay. So because of less code, what is the benefit? What are the benefits? Okay. So less code you are writing means generally top to bottom, line by line executing, sir, programs. Line 1, line 2, line 3, like this, line by line executing always application programs. Okay. So less code we are writing means within the less time our program is executed, sir. Less time our application going to be executed. Okay, so simply less time takes, or else simply we are calling time saving. Okay, so time saving automatically. Next, so less code you are writing means time obviously saving, and performance of the application also increasing, sir. Less code you are writing means within the less time executing. So within the less time executing means obviously performance of application. Okay, performance of application increasing, sir. Performance increasing, application performance. Understand this one? Okay. Next, one more point is less code you are writing and time saving, sir. Okay. So to developing your application within the less time, by saving the time, we are developing application. Obviously, you are saving the time means cost of the project also. cost of the project also saving. Am I right? For example, one project 3 months you are developing, sir. Same project within the 2 months you are developing, means 1 month maintenance and the salaries all you are saving. Obviously, cost of the project also saving. Are you understanding this one? Okay. So less code you are writing means readability is increasing. Readability. Okay. Readability increasing, sorry. Readability increasing. Like so many points are 1 point you are going to take and making the number of points. Readability increasing. Complexity is decreasing. Okay. So complexity is decreasing. Okay, like these all points interlinked, sir, all. Okay, so because of less code we are saving the time and the cost of the project also saving and increasing the performance of the application and increasing the reliability of the application and decreasing the complexity of application. Okay, so like a number of benefits are there. Next major benefit is the main concepts. Okay, so built-in serializers support is there, sir. Built-in serializers support is there in Django REST framework. Okay, Django REST framework is providing some built-in serializer support. Is providing some built-in serializer support, sir. So first of all, what is a serializer, sir? What is a serializer, sir? Okay, so serialization is nothing but the process of converting. What is this one? The process of converting one type data. Process of converting one type data into another type, sir. Another type is called serialization. The process of converting the one type data into another type is called serialization. For example, so dictionary data. Okay, so I'm going to take here simply dictionary data. I'm converting into database format, database data, sir. Okay, so before that JSON is there. JSON data converting into dictionary, sir. Dictionary data converting into database format. Okay, so this is all we are calling serialization. Okay, one type data into another type. JSON type data converting into dictionary data converting into JSON. Okay, like one type to another type we are doing conversion. This is we are calling serialization technically. Okay, for example, in Python, sir, in Python we are converting, sir, list type data into string type. Am I right? So list type data into string type data into list into tuple into list. Like this, lot of methods we are using, sir. List method, tuple method, str method, like this. It's all nothing but serialization only. You getting this one? So later serialization related more clearly you are going to get, sir. This is one of the important concept in our Django REST framework. Okay, so as a human being, in our body so many organs are there, sir, like heart, liver, kidney, so many parts are there, sir. Okay, so out of all these organs, heart is important role, sir. Heart is taking important role. Same like Django REST framework is also providing so many new concepts. So out of all concepts, this serializer concept is like a human being heart, sir. Serializer concept is like a human being heart. Understand one? So simply I'll tell why means. So here template nothing but assumption HTML, sir. Assumption HTML. Okay, we are not developing ready-made HTML also, we are getting using okay, what they are sending, employee number, employee name, like some data they are sending, sir, using HTML, and that data is converted into automatically. HTML data always when we are sending converted into JSON, sir. Okay, next JSON data we are going to convert into dictionary by writing some lines of code. Next dictionary data we are converting into database format. Okay, now this database data we are going to store into database DB. Okay, so this is technically we are calling query sheet. Technically we are calling query sheet. Dictionary data converting into query sheet. Now that query sheet we are storing into database. Are you getting this one? So user entered this employee number, employee name data, sir. This data finally storing into database. Okay, how it is storing means first this HTML data converting into JSON, and then converting into dictionary, and then converting into query sheet, and then store into database. Are you getting this one? Later, when you want to access the data from the database, sir, you want to access the data from the database. Means first of all, database data we are taking back and store into one variable. This is we are calling query set. This query set data we are converting into dictionary format. This dictionary type data we are converting into JSON. Now this JSON data we are sending to HTML. Okay, so finally you are going to get the data, sir. These all things later you are going to get, sir, more clearly diagrammatically. Just now I'm giving what is what overview only. What are the benefits provided by Django REST framework? Understand this one? So Django REST framework is providing some inbuilt serializer support, sir. Inbuilt serializers support. Okay. So in Django also serializers concept is available, sir. In Django also serializers concept is available. So maximum 80% of people don't know about the Django related serializers concept, sir. 80% students don't know about the Django related serializers concept. Okay. So why means all people are using the REST API related serializers concept only, real-time development to developing the APIs. Okay. So in our sessions, I'm going to teach both Django related serializers concept and REST API related serializers concept also. Then you are going to understanding more easily why real-time people are using real-time applications. Industry people are using REST API related serializers concept to developing the APIs, and why not using a Django related serializers concept to developing the APIs. So you are getting more clearly, sir. I'll take care of all these things, sir. Okay. So using Django also we can developing APIs. Using Django REST framework also we can developing APIs. But real-time organization people giving a high priority to Django REST framework serializers only. Why not Django serializers? Later you are going to get. Understand this one? Okay. Now next, built-in security, built-in security concepts also providing Django REST framework is providing built-in security concepts to providing security to our APIs. Okay, for example here, so many classes, built-in classes it is providing, sir. Basic authentication, next session authentication. Okay, and token authentication. This is a very important real time, sir. Okay, token authentication, like a number of authentication classes are providing by this Django REST framework. Okay, so later our coming sessions about each concept separately we are discussing, and each concept related separate projects also we are going to do. Basic authentication, session, token, like each authentication related separate projects we are going to discuss. Understand one? So by using this token authentication or any authentication, sir, by using these authentication classes, we are going to provide some security to our APIs. Then if any third party person want to use our APIs, then that is not possible to use our APIs without the authentication. Without the authentication. Understand this one? Okay. So wait, sir. I'll take care. JSON and XML, all the explanation I'll give you. Once completing these all advantages, next JSON and XML related explanation only I'll give you. Are you getting this one? Okay. Next. So built-in documentation also there, sir. Ready-made documentation also there for learning this Django REST framework. Okay, for Django understanding purpose, inbuilt documentation is there, and so many tutorials are available to learning easy purpose. Okay, same like about this REST API also, Django REST framework also official documentation is also there, and also so many tutorials are there, sir, private tutorials. Okay, so you can read there and you can get the solutions. Okay, so simply we are calling huge documentation available, huge documentation available to understanding this Django REST frameworks. Okay, so and third party supports also there, sir. Third party supports also there for our problems. For example, Stack Overflow, sir. This is important real time. Okay, Stack Overflow. This is one side, Stack Overflow site. So when we are doing projects, if you are getting any mistakes, any problem, okay, so simply people are searching about that problem inside this Stack Overflow. So here a lot of solutions we are going to get, sir. For example, for your problem, I'm giving one solution, somebody is giving another solution, one more person giving one more solution, like this. So a number of solutions we are going to get, sir. Which one we are understanding easily, that is we are taking and we are adding into our program. Same like our Django REST framework related problems. Okay, so we can get these solutions in the Stack Overflow sites. So many real-time employees are registered with this Stack Overflow, and they are providing the solutions to the developers to do the applications very fastly. Understand, fine? So like this, so many advantages are there, sir. So many advantages are there by using this Django REST framework. Okay, so that's why nowadays this Django REST framework is getting more demanding compared to other APIs. So APIs, different types of APIs are there. REST APIs are learning here. Not only REST APIs, other kind of APIs also there. Why people are choosing REST API only? Why not other APIs? These questions you are going to get interviews. Okay, so I'll take care, sir. Wait. Understand this one, guys? Okay. Now, so these general terms we are discussing. Later we will discuss about JSON and these all things. Okay, so first of all, what is API? When we are attending the interview, sometimes immediately people are asking, sir, what is API? Then you need to give the response like API stands for Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface. API stands for Application Programming Interface. API is used for making the communication between two applications. Okay, so simply we are writing to provide communication, to provide the communication between two applications, to providing the communication between two applications. We require one interface. That interface is called as API, sir. That interface is called as API. Simply, that is nothing but API. Understand, fine? So to providing the communication between the two applications, we required one mediator or interface. That interface is called as API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Okay, API is having a collection of ready-made programs, collection of ready-made classes, collection of ready-made interfaces, ready-made plugins or classes, nothing but API. Okay, so assumption here, I have one application. This is my Django application. Assumption like this. This is what? Django app. Okay, nothing but application one, this one, and I have one more application which is a Java application. App to this one. Understand this one? Okay, so if you want to make the communication between these two applications, Django to Java and Java to Django, we required one interface. We required one interface mediator, sir. That mediator is called API. Okay, so what is this one? API. This is via this API, or else by using this API, my Django application interacting with Java and the Java application interacting with Django. Okay, so always APIs are required to make the communication between the two applications. Understand this point? So APIs are nothing but URLs only, sorry, URLs. So using URLs, we are interacting with another application. So technically, we are calling the APIs. Are you understanding this one? For every API, there is one particular resource. For every API, there is a particular resource. So URL stands for what, sir? Universal Resource Locator. Universal Resource Locator means in entire world, for every URL, one unique resource is available. One unique resource is available. We are going to access that resource only. For example, gmail.com, www.gmail.com. When I'm sending, okay, in the server side, multiple URLs are there, sir. Gmail.com, facebook.com, youtube.com, like this, n number of resources are there. Okay, when I'm sending gmail.com, so only Gmail page only coming. When I'm sending youtube.com, YouTube page only coming, sir, not another page. Understand, fine? So YM is universally identified by using these URLs. Okay, unique locators. A unique URL is available for each resource. Agreed, this one? Same like APIs also. Each API is having a unique resource, and using API from one application to another application, easily we can interacting. Okay, so why required to interact from one application to another application? Okay, why we are interacting? Because we don't have any that's why we are communicating. Okay, no sir. So there is a region. Okay, specific region is there to make the communication between the two applications. Okay, so this is app 1 I'm taking, and this is what app 2 you are taking. Okay, so why we are making the communication means to exchanging the data, between the two applications. To exchanging the data between the two applications means, for example, my application 1 is sending the request to application 2 taking that request and generating the response and giving the response. Okay, so like this, application 1 is sending the request and application 2 is sending the response back. Okay, so like this, using API, these two applications, application 1 and application 2, exchanging the data or exchanging the information between these two applications. Okay, for example, my application 2 is having database. My application 2 is having database with some data assumption, some data. Okay, so from application 1 I'm sending the request. Now my application 2 is sending that request to database, forwarding, sir. Okay, now I'm getting back response. So this database data, now my application 2 is sending back to application 1. Then finally inside application 1, DB data I can use, DB data I can use. I got it, this one, sir. Are you understand, friend? So like this, application to application, to exchanging the data purpose or to sharing the information purpose, we required APIs. Okay, using API we will make the communication between the two applications. Guys, are you understanding this one? Okay, I hope you are understanding this definition. Okay, now here, application to application communication purpose, API is required, sir. App to, or else simply app 1 to app 2, communication purpose, we required what? API, sir. We required API. Okay, so sometimes application to user also communicating, sir. Application to user communication, or else user to application, simply user to app communication purpose. What is required means GUI is required, sir. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Okay, so if you want to make the communication from application 1 to application 2, then we require API, and from user to application communication purpose, GUI is required, sir. Okay, so GUI is required. For example, you can see, sir, justification. So this is my application, sir. This is my application. What is this one? Django application. Okay, Django app. For this application purpose, we developed one API, sir. Okay, API we developed, sir. Django application purpose we developed the API. Okay, now here I have one application which is the Java application. For example, Java app. Okay, so Java application sending the Java application sending the request. Okay, to communicating with Django. How it is sending request means via API, by using API. Okay, so Java application communicating with Django application, and they are also getting response back. You getting this one? So response they are getting, sir. And here API request they are sending. Okay, now here one human being is there, sir. One human being person is there. If this person wants to communicating with the Django application, then required one GUI, nothing but graphical user interface. Okay, so user interacting with this graphical user interface GUI, nothing but our browser presentation, sir. Okay, then this GUI internally interacting with the Django application. Okay, so GUI side API is only working, sir. GUI backend side API is only working. Okay, for example, here in this GUI nothing but browser. So here get button, post button, put button, login button, logout button, like this, and number of ready-made buttons we are going to create. These all buttons we are calling the GUI menus. GUI menus. When I'm clicking a particular get button, then my request is going to database Django application, and my Django application going to database and bringing the data. Understand, fine? So here my data, here my DB is there, which is having some data. Okay, so when Java application sending the request, then the Django application going to database and bringing the data back. Django application. Now that data, this data sending to Java application, that is we are calling response. Okay, same like now this person end user we are calling user. This is we are calling user. Okay, so user using browser having GUI menu, sir. So user by using GUI menus sending the request to Django application, then Django application going to database and bringing the response. Then that response we are sending to the user. Are you understand, one? So simply here, this is the application, this is the application, sir. Application to application purpose API is required, and human being to application purpose GUI is required. Human being to application communication purpose GUI is required. Okay, so what is the use of API means making the communication between the two applications. You need to have the knowledge. Okay, so today I'll take your mails and I'll forward all these things also to your mail, sir. So you are going to get all theoretically, sir, no problem. Okay, so why we should learn REST API, what is the importance of REST API, and about the Django REST framework, these all explanation you are getting. Okay, and just now I explained the advantages. So here only direct points you are getting, sir, advantages. And the PDF documentation also I'll send the PDF files. This is a text file. PDF files also I'll send to your mail. Then each point related explanation also you are going to get with diagrammatically. Okay, so now this is about the API we are discussing, sir. Here about the API we are discussing, you are getting these all points here. Understand, sir? Like this, what I'm discussing, everything you are going to get the text files are notes and PDF files notes, class notes also. When I previously I taken a lot of offline batches. Okay, so in those batches I taken all the class notes also. So those notes also you are going to get the soft copy. Got it, this one? Okay. Next what is web API? Okay. So what is this one, sir? Web API. Web API also called as web services. Web API also called as web services. Understand, sir? What is web API or what is web services? So here Generally, applications are dividing like multiple types are applications are two types of applications are there, sir. Okay, what is the first one? Static applications. Static applications are there, and next dynamic applications are there. Dynamic applications are there. Understand one? So two types of applications: static application, dynamic applications. Dynamic applications also called as web applications. Also called as web applications. Are you understand this one? Okay. So to developing the APIs for this static application and for this dynamic applications, we can use the REST APIs concepts. Okay. So first of all, what applications we are calling static applications, what applications we are calling the dynamic applications. This is important, sir. Okay. So nowadays all people are using the smart mobiles, sir. In our pocket we have the smart mobiles, sir. In our hand we have smart mobile. So in our mobile we have hundreds of applications, sir. We installed, some are coming by default and some are we installed manually. Okay. So in our mobile so many hundreds of applications are available. These all applications are dividing like two types: so static applications, dynamic applications. Okay. So what are the static applications? What are the static application means? The applications which are working without internet. The applications, the applications which are working without internet. Understand, sir? The applications which are working without internet is called or else are called static applications. Understand, Swan? So for example, what are the applications available in our mobiles are without internet working? Okay, without internet working, so many are there, sir. For example, contact page, contact application. This is without internet we can use. Okay, so camera, this is also an application we can use. Excel, sir, Excel sheet we can use. Okay, so calendar application, alarm application. Understand, sir? Alarm application. These all applications, these all apps we can use without internet in our mobile. Okay, these applications we are calling the static applications. Understand, sir? Next, dynamic applications means the applications which are working only with internet. The applications which are working with internet only, with internet only are called dynamic applications, are called the dynamic applications, or else web applications simply we are calling, are called web applications. Understand, Swan? So the applications which are working with internet only are called web applications. What are the example of web applications are in our mobile? So many are there, sir. Okay. So Facebook we are using, YouTube we are using, YouTube. Okay. Gmail we are using, sir, regularly. Gmail, Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay, like this. N number of applications are there, sir, which are working with the internet only. Without internet, we are unable to use these applications. Are you getting this one? Okay. So now for all static application purpose or dynamic application purpose, we require the APIs. Okay. So static applications and dynamic applications all are required the APIs to developing APIs for static application and APIs for dynamic application separately we are doing. Okay. So now here, so assumption, this is my application. What is this one? Django. The Django application. Now I have another application. This is what? Java app. Okay. So I'm considering both are static applications. Django application is a static application. Java application is also static application. Okay. So to make the communication between these two applications, we are going to developing the one interface that is nothing but APIs we are calling. What is we are calling API. Only these two applications are going to be interacting to each other. Get this one? So this is generally we are calling APIs, static application purpose. Now assumption web application. I'm considering like a web application, sir. Django is web application. This Django application purpose, I'm developing one API. This Django application purpose, I'm developing one API. This API we are calling web APIs. Okay. Means the APIs which are developing for web application purpose, then those APIs we are calling the web APIs. Are you getting this point? So web APIs means internet applications. Guys, are you understand this one? So the APIs which are developing for web application purpose, then we are calling the web APIs. For example, Facebook is web application. Facebook if you are developing any API, that is we are calling web API. Calendar is a static application, sir. For calendar related API, if you are developing, that is we are calling static API. Understand this one? So all definitions are looks like almost the same, sir. So you need to have the little bit understanding common sense. Okay, so what that person is going to asking, and you are going to give delivery answer what you are going to give successfully. That importance is required. Are you getting this one? So if I'm asking what is API, means API stands for application programming interface, which is used for making the communication between the two applications. As you are going to explain, sir. What is the web API? Means the APIs which are developing for web application purpose, then we are calling the web APIs. Understand this one? So sometimes what is or else what is web service? Also asking, sir, what is web service? Means web API or web service both are same. Means the service which is developing for web application purpose, then we are calling web service. Okay, the service which is developing for web application purpose, that service we are calling web service. Okay, so service is nothing but API only, sir. Using each API we can do some servicing. Okay, guys, are you understanding this one? Definition, sir. Okay, so next definition is what, sir? REST. This is our course related content, sir. Are you getting this one? Okay, so simply REST API, time you can take it. First of all, REST stands for what? REST stands for representational. Okay, RE, representational state transfer. This is the full name, sir. REST stands for representational state transfer. So REST is an architectural style. REST is an architectural style which is providing some rules and regulations, which is providing some principles to developing the APIs, which is providing some principles to developing the APIs. Okay, so architectural style means, for example, you can take, sir, an example. You are going to constructing a new building, sir. New home you are going to be constructing. Before constructing, we are going to take the planning. Okay, so where all required, where bedroom required, where kitchen room required, like this, we are going to take the planning in, sir. Okay, say we are going to developing the APIs. This REST also providing some rules and regulations for developing the APIs. We are going to follow those rules and regulations to developing APIs. Understand this point? So that is about the REST. REST stands for representative transfer, which is providing some rules and regulations, nothing but which is providing some guidelines or principles developing the APIs, for developing the APIs. Okay, so it is providing some guidelines or principles to developing the, or else to develop the APIs. Understand this one? So it is providing some guidelines or principles to develop the APIs. So then these APIs, then or else by following REST guidelines simply by following REST guidelines or principles. If we are developing the APIs, then we are calling those APIs as REST APIs. Those APIs as REST APIs. Are you understanding? Okay. So you can divide line. Yes, now can see, sir. By following the REST guidelines or principles, if we are developing any APIs, then those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Then those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Understand one? So representational state transfer. Why they take a name as like this? Representational state transfer means. So REST is following like a client server architecture, sir. REST follows like a client server architecture. This is my client, sir. For example, this is my client. Okay? This is my server. Please keep mute your mic. Somebody is unmuted. Guys, please mute your speaker. Okay? Now, so client nothing but the application which is sending the request, sir. Okay? The application which is sending the request is called client, and the application which is sending the response is called server. Okay? This is we are calling server. Okay? So now at the time of sending the request from the client to server, so we are giving that information, what kind of operation I want to do, that is we are going to be represent. Okay, I want to get the data or I want to post the data, like this information we are giving, sir. That's why we are calling representational. We are representing at the time of sending the request, okay, what I want to do, and we are getting the response, sir. We are getting what? Response back. Okay, what kind of data you want to get back? For example, JSON response I want to get the back. Hello, please keep your speaker mute, all guys. Disturbance is coming. Yeah. Okay, so why they take a representational state transparency? At the time of sending the request only, we are representing what kind of operation I want to do. Like this, along with API only, we are representing. Okay, so along with request, we are representing our information, and the state means behavior, sir. I want to get the data, or I want to delete the data, or I want to update the data. Like this, that information we are representing. Okay, between the applications we are transferring. Response we are transferring, sir. From client to server, server to client, we are transferring our particular behavior related operations. That's why we are calling this one as a representational state transfer. So which is providing some guidelines, and by using those guidelines, if you are developing the APIs, those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Okay, guys, up to here, remember this today's session. So next session, JSON and XML differences and syntaxes, these all things I will explaining, and the types of services are there, sir. REST APIs, web APIs, REST APIs, SOAP-based APIs, like different types of APIs are there. Later session, I will explaining more clearly all types of APIs. Okay, so I'll stop this recording. If you have any queries, can ask. And my battery backup also is almost going to dead, sir. I did not see right now. Okay, yeah, guys, do you have any queries? Guys, do you have any queries?
Yes, that is some answer.
Yeah, what is your query?
Basically, it's sorry to tell you, but you get to join. We have tried because the office time is 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Guys, okay? Okay, guys, we'll meet tomorrow session. Almost my battery is going to dead, sir. I did not see. Okay? Okay, sir. Tomorrow we'll meet, and the types of service, types of APIs we are discussing, sir. REST APIs, we are learning here REST APIs. Why REST API only we are learning? Why not other APIs? What are the benefits of REST APIs? What are the drawbacks of other APIs? And why required to learn this JSON type data? Why we are generating the response in the form of JSON or XML? Why not other type? Okay, these all things are major points, sir, for interview purpose also, or else to developing the APIs purpose also. So tomorrow sessions I'll explaining those all things. Don't miss it. Understand, fine? Thank you guys. Thank you.